better than y'all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we talk about
Yes.
this?
What do you think about Brittney Grinders?
Yo, Brittney
Say her
Griner.
name right, correct.
I've been wondering why this shit is bothering me a little bit.
Okay, can you explain what happened?
Well, Brittney Griner was arrested in Russia because she brought a vape pen that I guess had cannabis oil in it. Now, was she arrested for that, or was she arrested because Russia used her as a political pawn?
Because they were about to invade Ukraine.
Yeah, I think we know why.
Yes.
Okay, I imagine that she's, snuck. Yes, it's illegal, but I imagine she snuck this vape pen in many times before. She goes there, she plays, I think, over the summers. I forget what other WNBA season, but like a lot of female basketball players, they go to Russia and they play on these Russian teams. And these oligarchs in Russia prop up these female basketball teams in Russia. It doesn't matter, whatever. So she gets arrested. She's there for months, I think. And what the U.S. and Russia do is a prisoner swap for basically Brittney Griner for the Lord of War. The Lord of War, you've seen Nicolas Cage
Merchant of
movie.
Death.
Merchant of
The
Death,
Merchants
yeah.
of the Lord of War was the movie. He's known
gotcha.
as the Merchant of Death. And this is a guy who's basically sold weapons around the world, destabilized tons of fucking African countries. Now, I'm not acting like we're fucking honest in this and we're scot-free in this. I imagine we being the United States of America, have also courted this guy and used his specific skill set to help us in certain situations. So I don't know if we're like the best. That being said, we definitely arrested him for some reason, and we have him locked up. So we trade him for Griner, and people are upset. They're like, that doesn't really seem like a fair trade. I think this is the reason why it's a little bit bothersome. They've also put in this other American who was being held there for months. There's a guy who has held them on charges of espionage. It was a ex-Marine. I don't know if you're ever ex, but it's a Paul Whelan, I believe. And so the question everybody's asking is, why are you trying to get Brittney Griner out, who knowingly broke the law, when you should be trying to get this alleged American spy? He just says he's just an American there who was doing his duty for country. Now, I don't know what the rules are with spies when they get caught, what you do with them, I don't know, et cetera. But I think the issue with me is it seems like they made the trade for only Brittney for political points. It seems like it's a little bit of like a virtue signal, if you will.
Trying to get favor with voters.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
And, there's a Democratic president. Who are the constituents that he's going to support? He's going to support gay, minority, women. And it's like, oh, I check off 3 boxes. Let me get that person back. Who does he not have to care as much about? White, male, Marine, who would probably be voting conservative anyway. So I think there's a little part of me, and I need to know more about the story, but I don't like the idea that we're going to trade this merchant of death, a guy who's responsible for probably tens of thousands of deaths and like destabilization around the world, which we're also responsible for. I'm not saying we're innocent, but it doesn't exactly feel like a fair trade. And if you're doing it just to get like a PC pat on the back, it feels a little gross, right?
Yeah.
When that same administration could be letting out all the weed offenders, the nonviolent drug offenders that are in prison right now in the United States. It could be letting every single one of them out right now. And it seems to be perfectly okay with them continuing to be in jail.
In some fairness, I do think they're trying to work on that. I do think. But I agree with you.
But what's to work on? You could just do it. Ain't no work.
Isn't it a states' rights thing?
Yeah, you can't just like flip a switch and just
Well,
let out
you could do it federally. You can't do it state-wise, but you could put every single person who has been convicted of a federal crime that has to do with drugs that are nonviolent, at bare minimum, just weed.
Yeah.
You could immediately
Especially
remove
'cause-
them from federal prison right now. Yes or no, right?
Yes, and he did pass something, but it was a very small thing. It was like a non-violent, but also like I forgot the.
We talked
one
about
word.
on Idiots.
Yeah,
I forget exactly what it was, but it wasn't exactly it.
Can he do that on his own, or does he need the Senate?
No,
and
he
the
can do
House?
it on his own. He can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
but
valid
like,
then.
it just really, it's tough because like if you have a major drug dealer, their cases usually aren't just, oh, I just traffic drugs. So
It's like getting Al Capone for tax evasion. It's like you're really getting him for this other shit, but the only thing you can get him for is a tax evasion.
Yes.
So I feel that.
So it's like if you just do this blanket thing of like, oh, just nonviolent weed shit, it's like, this motherfucker, we know he killed a bunch of people, but we can't charge him on that.
Exactly.
And now you just let all
Or
these
he
people
called
out.
for the murders of it,
Yeah,
which is
so it's
totally
like-
understandable as well. I like everything.
It's
These
tough.
things are way more
Yeah.
nuanced. Yeah.
I just want to give a little pushback. I think it's a combination of both. I do think it's political. I also do think they caved to the pressure. Like, did any of us know Whelan was locked up in Russia? No. So nobody's tweeting, nobody's commenting, but when Brittney got locked up, everybody's tweeting, everybody's saying something.
That's the
he
other thing.
felt
It's
the
like,
pressure.
Every conservative that's upset about it, why weren't you talking about
That's what I'm saying.
him the way that everybody else is talking about Brittney Griner?
Yeah.
Like, if y'all, now granted, Brittney Griner is a more famous person than him, sure, but make him famous. You have platforms, you got blogs, you got Twitter. Like, every politician that's complaining that Brittney was taken out instead of him, I need to look at your tweets and see if you once tweet about that
That's what
motherfucker.
I'm
Show some receipts. Yeah.
Exactly. Or are you using Waylon as a way to score points against the Democrats?
Yeah.
Now you're using this motherfucker who's in jail, this so-called hero. You're using a hero.
Yes.
So that's foul too. But if you were one of those people that have been trying to get him out for years and to know, or I guess he's been locked up for a little while.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
think
like,
it's like close to 10 years.
he's been there?
I think so.
Oh, I thought
I
that
gotta double check.
it was a 6-year sentence or something.
Oh,
I'm
really?
not sure.
I'll check.
But like, I totally understand your frustration if you've just been clamoring about this nonstop and then to no avail.
But the fact that none of us have heard about him, I don't think too many people were.
My issue wasn't with Paul Whelan as much, because to me it's like, all right, they got a spy, we got a spy, or we're not a spy, but like a criminal.
Yeah.
To me, the issue is we're letting out this guy who's like incredibly dangerous, just based on his history. And if you want to just talk about like from a racial standpoint, this guy is responsible for the death of, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of black kids in Africa.
Oh yeah.
And
No, literally what he did, he would arm the child soldiers.
yeah.
Guys, okay, now this is not going to be a politically correct answer, but he was a businessman. People are asking, hey, I want guns. He's not the ones putting the guns in the kids' hands. He's making the deal with the guy who's putting the guns in the kids' hands.
I would step back, because it's what they were doing is arming these militias in an effort to destabilize regions that had resources that they wanted to make easier to extract.
Yeah, but he just cared about the money at the end of the day. That's why he got caught, because he made a deal that sounded like a really good deal with a DEA agent just for the money. He didn't give a fuck who he was selling to.
No, I'm not saying that his interest was hurting them, but he knew that they were being hurt.
And
Yeah, but he's
think
just a businessman who doesn't care.
I think he owned the shipping companies too.
Yeah, but McDonald's kills or gives people high blood pressure and kills people. They don't give a fuck. They're selling, they're swinging
I do
burgers.
think there's, I think you're drawing a parallel on something. There's like degrees of it, right? Everything has shades. So there's a shade of, hey, we push products sometimes on here that aren't necessarily good for your health. That's different than going to kids and saying, hey, here's guns. If you're not happy, you're not really smart enough to know how to handle anything, but here's guns. Let's go cause some turbulence, and then we'll benefit. And the U.S. does this. So we don't not have blood on our hands. But this guy's a problem globally and to the U.S. So you're not getting him.
And if he was doing that maybe earlier in his career, I mean, they found him originally to get him out of, they had to get him out of Russia. They caught him in Thailand. Like, you don't think for many years of that, Russia had a dealing in how he was actually moving?
Oh
these
yeah,
things?
I'm not trying to.
But what I'm saying is not just a
I'm
businessman, that
like,
he
this is
wasn't equal opportunity. He was definitely taking a side at some point.
And if we're playing chess with Russia, which we
But I
always
mean,
are.
We bought guns from him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure.
We hired him.
No, there was a...
we
there
hired one of his companies that it was like a shell company, and we found out after the fact. But two of his shell companies, America bought guns from to help like our.
I don't think any of us.
Interests abroad.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us
So
is
it's
going to say America has no blood on their hands. We have plenty. But again, if we're playing chess geopolitically, which I think we always are, and Russia's one of our main opponents, for lack of a better word, you can't give this guy up. It's just like you got fleeced in a trade, and maybe that's why it bothers me as an Indian, because I don't like you losing a negotiation. But you got washed
And it's
in
like,
this negotiation.
I
But
guess
then
maybe
what's
that's
worse?
it. It's like washed for what? Are we becoming a victim of our own virtue signaling? Do we need to prove so much that we care about certain marginalized groups that we're willing to put our entire country at risk?
yeah.
Like, that's a concern.
Yeah.
Are we trying to show what good people we are so much that we're forgetting the risks that causes? And this guy, who knows what he's going to do? It's not like he's just going to retire and go to fucking Yekaterinburg and get a nice little villa and just chill.
Everybody knows who he is now, so it's like it's easier to track him and what he's doing.
Potentially, but Russia's
everybody
also
knows
going to
who he is.
protect him like they were protecting him before. That's
Yeah.
why it was so hard to get him.
Yeah, I don't think there's any like independent contractors in Russia. I think it all
now-
goes back to the top.
The other side of things is like, weren't we looking mad pussy that Brittney was locked up for
I don't
some
think- I
bullshit
think this
and
makes
locked
us
up
look-
for 9 months, and we knew that's like, yo, that penalty was way harsher than the crime. Like, we were looking a little pussy.
What are we supposed to do?
I know it's a tough situation. That's why this is a big deal.
What are we supposed to do? It's like, are we supposed to go to war because Brittney Griner took drugs to a foreign country?
Not go to war.
Do we
should
have
try to get her out?
Do we have other
I think
prisoners?
we gave
do we
up
have
too much? Yeah.
Do we have other leverage points with Russia?
I don't know.
There's no way we only have one prisoner.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Weird.
They wanted. They're not stupid. They wanted the most known prisoner.
Yeah.
They want to be able to say, "Yo, Nicolas Cage is out of prison for Brittney
Bro,
Griner."
why didn't we just give them Nicolas Cage?
Son,
that would have been
never.
so much easier.
Don't
That would have been
suggest
so much easier.
Son.
Mark, don't suggest that.
He's a treasure.
We should've.
Okay.
But we could just swap them.
Yeah. No, it's that shit is tricky.
I think
man.
they wanted to embarrass
Embarrass.
America. And that's what they did. So what makes you look more pussy than not getting Brittney Griner home is giving up the merchant of death who has caused way more problems for you and globally for Brittney Griner.
And have you seen the PR thing that this guy's on?
I saw a little bit of something on Grand Wizard's page. Go ahead.
But he's going through all these different he's
doing a
going
podcast
through,
run?
Yeah, he's doing a fucking like he's dropping a special.
He's got a special coming
It's
up.
crazy. And but he's saying all this stuff is like America's lost their Christian values, and it's like he's trying to drive the wedge. It's really interesting. They're not dumb over there. Like now he's a political tool, and he's like, the people in the middle of the country, they're totally fine, and I got along with them fine, and they were curious about Russia, and they were interested. But the people in the cities on the coast, they're the ones that are they're buying all the propaganda about Russia, and it's like, maybe those Facebook ads. You know what I mean? Like maybe Russia was really doing some of them Facebook ads, like driving that division. So we're fighting each other here at home instead of actually focusing on them. Yeah, it's
There's a 60 Minutes piece that I think FA sent. It's from like 2012, and they did a little thing about how they locked him up in the sting operation. And you see this guy in jail. He's at like a table. He's got his fucking arms up, legs crossed, in shorts and boots. And I'm like, yo, this the baddest motherfucker. Just how little he cares about being in jail and how comfortable he looks. I'm not letting that guy out ever. I'm not letting you out ever. You're not even remotely affected being in prison. You're just like, You let that guy out, that's a problem. That's a bad motherfucker.
I'm sure he saw the camera. He's like,
Sure.
that mama look good. For
Sure.
me.
I still wouldn't be able to act that well. You know what I mean? Guy looks fine. No bruises, no nothing. They can't touch this guy up in prison.
yeah, I don't
Shake
know.
Brittany's head.
So, it's a tough
I
situation.
just wish we could have negotiated better to like get multiple people.
Yeah.
Or to trade for a lesser.
First round draft picks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something.
Like Miles brought this up before. Like we had traded with Russia for like a Russian pilot and like a drug smuggler. April. Yeah, there was like a journalist that was there, an American journalist who got captured in Russia.
He's ex-Marine.
Oh, he's ex-Marine?
Yeah.
And so, he's over there. And then there was a Russian pilot that got captured in the U.S. for like drug smuggling. And they traded in April.
Damn. That was a better trade for us.
That's my point. So I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I have a feeling we're going to get that Paul Whelan guy back. They just wanted this to be a trade that made us look stupid.
And cause more infighting, to your earlier point.
They want the worst guy who had a movie made after him to be traded for the girl that, I don't know,
hates America.
plays basketball and
quote,
quote-unquote hates America. Like, that's a fucking incredible trade. That's how you kind of embarrass, I guess, America. Now, what Russia doesn't realize is we don't give a fuck about anything for more than 3 days. So, like, Russia's thinking, oh, we got them. This is going to be a real thorn in their side. Brittney Griner, well, nobody will care about in 3 days. Unless she like dunks or does something in a basketball game, and then we'll just go and be like, see how boring basketball is when women play? Like, we'll just go right back to normal of not giving a fuck about the WNBA. The WNBA had their time to shine, and we'll go right back to not giving a fuck. The person I feel bad about is Paul Whelan. Because for a few weeks, it felt like the whole United States of America really was willing to do anything to get them back. And he might have got his hopes up. He might be talking to his family back home like, yo, they're trying to do it. It looks like it might be it. They're going to get you and Brittany. And now they get Brittany, and it's like, sayonara, see you later. You're going to be in this fucking jail for the next 6 years.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not saying I don't feel bad for him, but at the same time, he had 4 passports. He was, I think, like,
He's a spy.
yeah, like pushed out of the fucking military. Like, hey, you know the risk of what you're doing. So it's like,
was he pushed out of the military?
yeah, I think it was like,
Or is that the story?
oh, that's what.
Like, if I
Well, we
had
can
a spy,
only go by what we see on paper.
My point is that if I'm a spy, if I'm going to be a good spy in another country, you can't look at my record and be like, 4-star general, incredible loyalty to the
That's
United
the
States
risk
of America.
of being a spy, though.
But the
Yeah,
risk
yeah,
of
like, that's
going
what
to
I'm
play
saying.
in Russia at that time was also,
No, it
hey,
wasn't
you're
high.
going. It
This
wasn't
was-
high?
No, when they locked her up, this was way before the war started.
Like there was tensions. It was like 3 or 4
the
weeks.
war,
Tensions,
the war
yeah.
started years ago.
Bro, they've been playing there for years with no problem.
No, I'm pretty
She's
sure
been
it
playing
was-
there for
it
years
was-
with
No,
no
no,
problem.
Sorry, Miles, can you just check the timeline? I think it was like fairly shortly, but it was like pretty short, like quickly before the war.
Listen.
We didn't know it was going to happen before.
But first of all, we don't know what we knew. They knew that they were going to do it no matter what. Because you have to, exactly.
Yeah, but not America.
But I have a feeling if Russia is going to plan a war, we're going to know that there might be a war happening. Like, that Paul Whelan guy ain't the only spy in Russia, just like we got Russian spies here right now. There's some fucking Russian assigned to this podcast. Cuck. You know what I mean? But there is. Like, we're an influential fucking podcast.
Maybe he's a cool guy. How do we know he's a cuck?
He's a cuck. How could he not be a cuck? Cuck?
What if we bring him over to our side? What if
should
he's
we
listening?
double agent him?
What if he's listening? He's like, man, these guys are kind of cool.
Yeah, what's up?
They're good guys.
Oh,
I just gave him a little signal.
Yeah, spasiba.
We good.
Yeah, we just pull him over to the asshole army, bro. Come on.
The real army.
Yeah.
Dude, that
He's probably a patron,
we have to have at least one Russian spy that listens.
at least. There's probably many spies.
I think there's a lot of spies that listen.
Yeah. No, he's spying in this
I
room.
know we have a few Chinese spies.
You think so?
Yeah,
How do you know?
because we gang.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. And there has to be spies that listen just because they need someone to listen to.
Yeah.
Like, there are spies that have nothing to do with America, but they are spies. Like, right now, there's a spy listening to this, and, like, he's a little bit concerned.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, what the fuck? They're talking about me. Like, he could be in Istanbul. What if you are? Like, there's a spy right now.
That's like, how do they know him in Istanbul?
Dude, there's some Japanese dude just harikaring himself because we found out that he's a spy, but we have no clue that you're actually a spy. We don't know that any
But we
spies
do know.
listen.
We do know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Miles isn't on my fucking single for everything that I just did, I swear to God. You know what? Okay, good.
Yeah, he was.
Making sure. That was a great wink. All I'm trying to say is we have spies that listen to this podcast.
Yep.
We might have warlords that listen to this podcast.
Whoa, Coney? You think Coney's listening?
Nah,
I
we
don't know
got
what
one.
Coney's up to, but they're guaranteed there's at least one warlord.
Yeah.
What do you think warlords do when they wake up in the morning and you have a cup of...
Nah, they don't want to hear us. They want to hear like people that motivate them to kill and do bad shit.
Maybe
like,
they kill so much they just want to chill and hang out.
How could you...
Over when he's hanging out the phone, fucking yelling.
Yeah,
I'm
they
unstoppable.
listen- yeah.
No, I think that they also want to break from war.
Yeah.
You don't think they come back?
No.
Kick their feet up.
Yeah.
A little blood on their shoes. Just listen to some pod.
You don't think that that's possible?
Impossible. Impossible.
Now I feel like you know a fucking warlord. that listens to this podcast.
Bro, what the
Why are you
fuck?
pushing
Y'all
back so
too
much?
hot on the trail right now, bro.
Felix,
Like, come on, bro. I'm
Tell
protecting
us
my
the
guy.
fucking warlord that listens to the goddamn pod.
Chill.
Did you get them pants from the Taliban? Tell us the Taliban.
Son, I'm gonna be good in Morocco. I'm just gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna
I
be
don't
so
know,
good.
bro.
I'm gonna be so good in
I
Morocco.
don't know if you're gonna be good in Morocco,
Yo,
man.
Doug,
Not
I'm
after this. Are you Taliban?
Nah, of course not.
Be honest, bro.
Of course not.
Al might be the spy, yo. Al might be the spy.
Al's got spy energy.
Al
big
would be
time.
the worst fucking spy. Because spies are supposed to be
Or
like
the best.
for country, and Al would be like, yeah, but I'm for me, but I'm also for like,
Al would be the best double agent ever.
yeah, but to himself.
Yeah. It'd be perfect. That's what I'm saying, bro. He's got it.
Gang.
Wow.
Gang.
Al, you would be an absolutely horrible spy.
Or the best.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you would be a worse spy, I'll be honest.
Yeah, you
By a
can't hold a
mile.
secret ever.
By a mile.
I'm not gonna hold secrets.
That's the whole point of being a
I'm not
spy.
gonna hold secrets
That's the
about
whole
it.
point of being a
Nah,
spy.
bro. It's about exchanging secrets. As long as I could tell someone, you just need to give me someone I could gossip to immediately.
Yeah, the podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's
But if I don't have the podcast, you got to give me something I could call back home, and I could tell you the cool shit I learned. Yo,
Nah,
who ain't
see.
got cancer?
But someone's gonna tap your
First
phone.
mistake, he's on the phone.
That's
Exactly.
my point. Someone's
Come
gonna
on.
tap your line.
Come on.
You don't know how to use other technology, bro.
I'll do this one right here. Oh, I got a picture. Got a little New York Times article. Don't want it. Oh, whatever. I don't know how to
That's
get
my
away.
point. I think you'd be a bad spy, dude.
No. Think about it.
The government's thought about contracting you, for the record. I want you to know that. I
Maybe-
mean, it's the perfect cover.
You got emailed?
Can we? No,
You got an email and
I
didn't
didn't
tell
get.
them?
I didn't get emailed. I didn't get an email directly.
You
It was
got a phone call
It was a
about
WhatsApp. It was a WhatsApp. The CIA mostly does WhatsApp.
Hold on. You told me.
hey, Sabi.
How's a baby?
What's going on, Sabi?
Okay, for people listening, a dog just
Hi,
walked in.
baby.
We're talking about Andrew being a secret agent.
Don't you think I would be a good spy? Here, talk on that mic right there. And then you can remain your anonymity. Okay, don't you think I would be a good spy? As long as I could gossip to one specific person or the country. As long as I had someone to tell the secrets
Maybe
to.
his wife.
Gossip to the whole country.
No.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he would do.
Yeah.
He would gossip to the whole
I
country.
just need to share cool information with people. That's all I'm saying, right? So if I could tell you, if I could tell my guy at the CIA, as long as there is somebody that I could, hey, I found this cool thing out. There's gonna be a war in Ukraine.
Well, that's what a spy does
I think
eventually,
you tell
right?
everyone everything.
Not if I have
Everyone,
one
everywhere, all
thing.
at once.
All right, I'm gonna tell them some cool shit I learned. If there's
Exactly.
a cool
Point,
fact.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be like,
The worst spy.
you know why dates are so popular or whatever? You know what I mean? Like I'll exchange cool, fun information, but I'm not gonna just blabber. I'm not a blabbermouth. I have to afford this lifestyle. You know what I mean? But if what does a spy get paid?
Probably thousands.
Probably about the same as you make now.
Ain't no way, bro. Do you think they pay spies?
I'm
that
kidding, dog. That's what I'm saying. You're not willing to take that pay cut, and in exchange, out of bitterness, you're just gonna gossip everything.
All right, maybe I wouldn't be the best spy in the entire world.
Salary of a CIA spy ranges from $21,000 to $500,000.
Who the fuck is making $21,000?
Son, if you can't
An
turn
intern.
a $21,000 spy, bro. If you can't make that $21,000 spy,
It's less than a
double digit,
teacher salary.
That's
What are you
fucking
doing?
sad, bro. There's no security clearance for $21,000.
He's part-time.
Yeah,
works
he might be part-time.
one-
Like picking up shifts on the weekend. Like, hey, I can't spy this week. Can you go talk
Tuesday,
to
Thursday spot.
Can you fill
Spy
out?
ya? All right, I get over it.
He's spy 1099. He's 1099 spy right there.
But yeah,
look,
bro.
I'm not going to spy.
But this is the perfect front, right? Comedian travels around the world doing shows, but also listening in.
fuck.
Oh yeah.
As long as it's international.
I thought that about him.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not a spy.
French, Canadian, all this extra shit.
Nah.
A little gay. Like it's
I don't have enough
Yeah,
allegiance.
you remember when Al wanted to be in the CIA? Do you remember that?
nah, it was Secret Service.
Secret Service?
And then Trump ran and I was like, I'm good.
that was the reason?
No, you fucked it up.
Why?
Yeah, no, it was in LA. We were going to All-Star Weekend, and y'all were smoking weed, and then I was like, nah, I can't. I'm trying to be in the Secret Service. And Andrew was like, you sure? And he was like, all right, give me the weed.
I
That's
fucked
it.
it up. I fucked
Yes,
it up.
you
I just
did.
offered you a good time.
Son, don't do that. If somebody's trying to do something with their life,
You need to have more discipline, bro. You would be horrible Secret Service.
oh, I would be hard. Yo, shoot that nigga. Bro.
There's no way. There's no way you're jumping in front of the bus.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
no way. They would have weeded your
Son,
ass out.
A $1,000,000%.
They would have weeded your ass
Like
out. There's
Barack,
no way.
I'll try to push him away, but everybody else,
No,
nah.
you're not doing that.
Nah, you got him.
You're not saving
I'll
Barack.
push him. I ain't gonna take the bullet.
You're not gonna
I'll
save
try
Barack.
to push him.
Al would wear a different outfit from everyone.
Yeah,
They'd be like,
yeah,
why are you wearing Jordans with a
You
suit?
try to
That
push
doesn't
him
make sense.
into the bullet. You're like, get over there.
Hey,
You take it.
God, dude, I tried.
Yeah. Nah, worst Secret Service of all time.
Okay.
Any last thoughts about Brittney Griner, the whole deal?
I don't know. Nothing really else. I mean, it just does feel a little bit of an unfair trade, but maybe I wasn't motivated as much by like what Brittney did for basketball, for female basketball, because there are certain NBA players where I'm like if Steph Curry was locked up in Russia, traded up, merchant
changed-
of death, whatever.
changed the game.
You can't shoot like Steph.
Yeah.
I look at that Victor Bout guy right in his face. You cannot shoot like Steph. Steph, I trade for a merchant of war. So I think I just wasn't influenced enough by Brittney
Who do you
Griner.
think wins one-on-one, Victor Bout or Brittney Griner?
Scissoring competition?
No, basketball. First to 7.
I think Victor.
Still at 55?
Probably.
Nah.
He's locked away for a while. There's a lot
No
of time.
way.
All you do is play basketball when you're locked
play
up.
ball. They get
What do you
nice.
think he's been doing?
So the
She's
nicest
so
dudes,
tall.
they
She's
come
an
out of
actual-
ball.
she's
And
an
he's
actual
playing
player.
bully ball
Nah,
too.
bro.
He's playing bully ball, that jail ball shit.
Nah,
Like,
bro.
oh, he's bodying.
There's no way. There's no way. Also, do you see the way Brittney was walking when she was going to the at the
Bro, how
prisoner
crazy
swap?
is the trade?
Wild.
The trade was crazy.
Did you see it?
Nah.
Bro,
Oh, yeah.
But also, you got to look at Brittney's walk.
bro, the actual like video of them trading, I didn't think it was gonna be like that. I thought it was gonna be like more professional and like
No,
a
that shit's like the movies.
bro.
And they got to go to neutral territory. Where did they do it? Because I saw a motherfucker dressed like me kind of right now. There was a guy with the white.
Yeah, I think it was a UAE, somewhere in the Middle East.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just pulled up, swapped them. I couldn't believe it. I like blew my mind that that's how they do it.
Yeah. Anyway, hold on.